And this is Brian Anderson. Along with Grant Hill and Brent Barry, Allie LaForce, our reporter tonight. And, of course, Devin Booker. He's a big ticket to follow. They'll go without him, though.
Yeah, it's a big loss for them. He's a guy who can influence outcomes. He's that good a player, and they'll need others to step up while they're figuring out the new roles.
Now here's Curry. A battle of the big men. Grab some popcorn for this face-off at the center position tonight, Grant.
Oh, no question, B.A. I mean, these bigs bring the size and skill. Who has more tools in their toolkit? I mean, we're about to find out.
Now here's Anthony. Towns with a rebound. Outside, Green. On the wing, Curry. The three is up. The rebound by the Jazz. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Head coach Steve Kerr and I got a chance to talk for a bit. We talked about this matchup here tonight, specifically what his team wants to do against Miles Turner. Coach told me we need to push him out of the paint whenever we can and make him a jump shooter and live with those results. If we can do that, I think we'll be in great shape. Guys, back to you.
Allie, thank you. Now here's Curry. Taking command on offense when they need it. Putting up 21 a game.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Here's Anthony. Outside Covington. The three ball. Hits a three-pointer.
Well, Covington knocking one down and showing some confidence in his ability.
You know, not too many teams have the stability at head coach as the Warriors have had, Brent.
Well, I'm not sure there's ever been a more perfect fit for a team than Steve Kerr with the Golden State Warriors. It has been a magical run in the Bay Area, and you just look at the type of connectivity he has with his players, and again, how much joy these Warriors play with.
Sends it home from three-point land.
Melo cashing in right now from the perimeter where he's in transition and spotting up. You got to get to him.
Curry, no good.
1 of 5 to start the game. They have to slow down and just play their brand of basketball.
Here's Anthony with the drive. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Anthony's got 5.
Man, right off the bat, super sharp here offensively. 4 of 5 so far.
And that one's good. Green.
This is Green at his best. Electric off the bounce and a great, great finisher.
Anthony feeling it out a bit. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It's on Stephen Curry. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
Love the passing that they displayed at the start of the game. Great ball movement that's opening up some chances without really getting deep into the execution.
And there's a whistle. That goes on D'Anthony Melton. That's his first foul of the game. Here's Curry. Here's Johnson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, I know you want to focus on the shooting with Steph, but man, he's going to make plays too.
Utah leading by 6. Anthony outside. Takes a turnaround, Jay. Rebounded by Green.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there.
Outside Curry. Takes the 3. And that comes off the assist by Green.
Go ahead and frame that. That's Steph Curry, the best to ever do it. It's art.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Here's Melton. Still no points. Well, Anthony Simons has credited Damian Lillard for helping him with his development.
Man, B.A., can you imagine every day on the opposite end of Damian Lillard as a young player in this league? Anthony Simons willing to listen and willing to learn. And you see how far his game has come when the reins have been handed over to him.
And it's the Warriors with the ball, following the bucket by Utah. Back to Curry. Dort with a steal. And now the Jazz on the run in transition. For 3, Anthony. Got it. Makes him 4 for 6 from the floor.
Adds to their lead. They've been able to rely on him all night.
Outside, Green. To the middle. Here's Kuminga. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Nothing the D can really do there. They should work on pushing Kuminga maybe a little further out.
Picked by Covington. On the wing, Anthony. He's got 12.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
6 to shoot. Back to Dort. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. It's a one-on-one situation. Here's Kuminga. No good with a layup. Utah leading by 6. A minute 42 left to play in the first quarter. For 3, Anthony. The Warriors pull it in. Towns with the ball. And Anthony picks him up defensively. And it's powered home by Towns.
Yeah, strong flush from Towns. I like whenever he plays with an edge inside.
Pass to Turner. Over Johnson. The Jazz again can't hit.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
And it's Dort with the ball for the Utah Jazz. They lead by 4. In transition, here come the Warriors. They get the rebound. Anthony with it. An elite offensive player, averaging just over 33 a game. For 3, Covington. The Jazz again can't hit. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's Towns penetrating. And the layup is good off the glass.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Anthony outside. To win the drought. Dort for 3. Rebounded by Johnson. And stolen by Anthony. 14 feet away. A big-time effort for Carmelo Anthony, providing a lot of energy to the Jazz. He made a big impact, scoring 12 points in the quarter.
18.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And take a look at the Jazz performance here, guys. What do you think?
Well, it seems like they went in looking to do damage from long range, and they faced little resistance.
Pretty prime example here of how to space the floor and do it correctly. When you do it, that's the kind of thing that happens.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Utah leading. Here's Dinwiddie. Here he goes.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Now Monk. It's stolen.
Wow, you watched the defender, and it looked like he knew that was coming. He made a quick play on it to intercept the ball in the passing lane.
Warriors trail by 4. Moody on the wing. A deep 3. The rebound by the Jazz. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Ricochet. Oh, there's a killer 2-hand slam.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And he makes it. Boston's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
Shot clock at 3.
He challenges the defender and throws it down with 2 hands.
Man, just straight power on that one. Clear the deck. To the inside. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation, and the delivery on time, on target.
Pass to Ellis. To the paint. Here's Klingon. Ellis, good. And the Jazz lead by 6. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. Pass to Boston. Stripped it away. And he's all alone for the finish.
Yeah, the combo guard Dinwiddie, so good at figuring out when one of his guys is open.
Home for 3. Buries it from 3.
That's pretty much not how they would defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Here's Dinwiddie. Still without a bucket. Shoots. Ricochet, no good.
He wants that one over again, I guarantee that. Nobody's even in the neighborhood. It's his second foul, but not the end of the world. One more before halftime, though. That would change some things.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Substitution on the court.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Oh, and Turner with a block.
A ferocious shot blocker. Turner provides a sense of security to the rest of his teammates.
Jalen Johnson.
Here's Bridges. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Making sure of it with the 2-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Here's Anthony. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Johnson.
Utah basketball.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. There's a screen by Turner. And Anthony slams it in.
Melo being ultra aggressive now. You give him a lane to the basket, you're going to get results like that.
And you watch Jalen Johnson. His athleticism, man, it's unique.
Pretty unique at his size, right, B.A.? He just glides around the court. He's got great speed when they play in transition and can get above the rim. So this guy, a bit of a matchup nightmare. Just think when he gets his confidence.
You hate to pile on, but his poor shooting night has really hurt the team.
And Anthony slams it in.
Catching and firing, Melo has it all working in this one.
And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw. And that one falls for Curry. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
And Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, B.A., from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
Pass to Johnson. Clock at 6. Down low. Bridges. Utah grabs the miss.
They'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it.
Here's Rizachet. Out to Anthony. Here's Rizachet. Back to Anthony. And Anthony slams it in.
Melo getting up and slamming one home.
Warriors trail by 8. And Curry with the take. Oh, he drilled it. He's shooting 3 for 8 from the floor.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Anthony outside. It's good, and there's a block called on the play. He'll get 1 free throw.
He doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
Utah shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Just get a feeling like Melo has brought some extra energy to this one. This guy eats, drinks, and breathes basketball, but he's at it here tonight.
And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. He's made all 5 of his attempts at the line.
And what a great first half he's had at the free throw line.
Well, Melo undoubtedly still the leader of this team in terms of when they need to calm it down and they need some offense. He's the guy they're going to look to score it.
Here's Anthony. Yes, and a nice assist from Dinwiddie. Anthony's got 26.
I just don't think they want him taking that kind of shot. Again, his teammates are just laughing, shaking their heads there on the bench.
Here's Bridges. Nice. Gets his second bucket. He's 2 for 4 now.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
Anthony outside. Driving inside. And Anthony slams it in.
Not sure what happened there defensively, but Carmelo Anthony, a scoring machine, and that time with an easy 2.
Towns, right side. And that one drops for him. Towns has got 6 points.
You know, all the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from him.
Anthony outside. Shoots over Johnson. Back to Anthony. And so it's Utah ending the quarter up 10. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. Back after this. And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Here's Anthony. Pass to Turner. Lets it fly. And he hits the jumper for 2. Turner's got his second bucket on the night.
And when given the chance, Turner drains that shot. The defense has to know this and defend him better.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
First personal foul.
And that one falls for Curry.
Utah foul.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Two-part equation. You have to be aggressive enough to get to the line, then talented enough to sink them.
Now here's Anthony. Pass to Turner. Back to Anthony. Just 5 on the clock. There's a whistle. That goes on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Curry surveys. Now Green. Melton covers. Pulls up on the wing. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Anthony in the post. And Anthony slams it in.
Melo showing that he's still got it down there, gets enough space to get up and get to the rim.
Pass to Curry. Three-pointer. Utah grabs the miss. Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. And the bucket is good. Anthony's gotten 4 this quarter.
Down the stretch, he's been flat out awesome. He helped them get the lead, and now he's making sure they keep it.
Here's Curry. The rebound by Turner.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
When it comes to winning big, basketball acumen is the difference. LeBron James said, quote, in the final 2 rounds of the playoffs, what's going to separate teams is IQ. There's moments in the game that a coach can't prepare you for, where you have to make adjustments right away. It's not experience, it's IQ.
He would know, Allie. Thanks.
Might be time for the coaching staff to bust out a play for him to get going. 0 for 4 to start the half.
And Towns has got the ball here for the Warriors. They trail by 14. They'll face the Spurs at home after this one. And that game will conclude a 4-game homestand for them.
All right, after 4 misses, they finally get one to go. That has to be a big relief for the offense after beginning this half on a bit of a cold streak.
Pass to Dort. Anthony with it. 32 points in the game for him. And it's in there. Anthony's got 34 points.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Here's Towns. And it's Towns with the power finish.
So much talk about Steph's scoring ability, but he's also a great facilitator.
Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most well-rounded big men in the league, Grant.
Yeah, maybe in league history, B.A. He's an elite three-point shooter, post scorer, and his passing is severely underrated.
On the wing, Anthony. He's got 34. It's good. Anthony's got 36 points.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
Oh, nice job in the paint from Curry.
That's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He wants to review the game plan. A big group substitution here for Utah. Jazz leading by 12. To the right side. Back to Dinwiddie. Out to the wing. Pass to Klingon. Over Williams. And the 10-footer finds the target. Klingon's got his first basket.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
This team did something at halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
And I absolutely love the attack mentality, even with the bigger defender on him.
Yeah, that's an awesome finish there for sure. Not allowing that big guy to have his way or alter the shot.
Dinwiddie outside. Pass to Rizachet. Here's Ellis. Softly drops in the floater. Ellis has got 6.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Here's Curry. And Klingon pulls it down.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
And Rizachet gets it to go. Give him 8 points now.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And the basket by Curry.
Well, that equals his 3-point total from the first half. He had 1 before the break, and that's his first 3 of this half.
Pass to Rizachet. Here's Covington. He's guarded by Bridges. Here's Ellis. And it's Utah scoring again.
And from the mid-range area, they've been the more effective team.
Bridges outside. Inside. Right side Curry. Can't connect from short range.
He's looking pretty unsettled at the moment. Doesn't seem like he has a great feel for his shot.
And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Second team foul. Now into the lineup.
We've got 33 seconds left in the 3rd. Nice move. And it's Utah scoring again. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. And the Warriors making a switch here.
Show some love and make some noise for your GS Breaker.
26 seconds left in the 3rd.
Timeout,
and
timeout.
Steve Kerr calls timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Your Warriors UTC. One more time, Dog Nation, make some noise.
And Steve
Timeout,
Kerr
timeout.
calls timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
And things are always changing throughout a game. Teams have to adjust on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team.
And the Warriors making a change here. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Towns outside. Got a piece of it. Here's Ellis to the paint. Covington. And the jam by Covington.
What he might lack in height at the 4 spot, he makes up for it with his burst. And great job to establish position and square up.
Second team foul.
The ball's knocked loose. A big-time effort for Carmelo Anthony. providing a lot of energy for Utah. He's nearing the 40-point mark, just getting whatever shot he wants. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here.
Let's hear it for all the dancers.
Now Moody. Outside Curry. Three-pointer. Utah grabs the miss.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
And here's Anthony. Soft touch off the glass. Anthony's got 38 points.
Balanced play has given them the lead and also quieted this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
The shot's good.
Now, not just from deep. Steph Curry, one of the best guard finishers around the rim.
Dinwiddie outside. We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Good work defensively by Towns. Shot is good by Curry.
Curry's toughness on display inside there, just clashing inside.
Dinwiddie outside. Anthony in the post. Uses the glass on the layup. Anthony's got 40 points.
I mean, he is at his best when it matters most. This game is theirs as long as he can keep this up.
Here's Curry. Anthony grabs the board. Utah leading by 18. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Pass to Rizachet. The three. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Anthony with it. Towns covering. Turner with it. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jonathan Kuminga. That's his first foul. Granted, it seems like teams today are much more data-driven than in years past.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. It's much more sophisticated. And, of course, coaches and executives are still watching the games and forming their gut opinions. But now those impressions can be cross-checked with the numbers.
Curry from deep three-point land. Anthony grabs the board.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far. Well, he got off to a terrific start from the perimeter, but in the second half, he can't seem to build on that early success.
Utah leading by 20. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jonathan Kuminga. That's foul number 2 for him. Some young players coming into the league may lack experience in truly big games. Brent, do you think that's a disadvantage?
Well, it could be a disadvantage, B.A., but how do you get to replicate that competitive environment unless you get there? And so with every experience, young guys typically who want to achieve greatness embrace some of those biggest moments, watch and learn, and that's where you grow the most.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Utah.
I mean, they've been sinking shots from mid-range, and they found a gap there in the defense, and they just continue to exploit it.
And you want to talk about ball distribution. They've been dominating that aspect of the game. I think there's a bunch of bankers out there. They're dropping dime after dime.
Here's Dinwiddie. And he gets the bucket. Dinwiddie's got his first 2 points.
Gotta love guards that can finish inside. Is Dinwiddie on that list? Absolutely.
And it's Green missing.
And right now they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Dinwiddie outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Golden State basketball.
Warriors trail by 20. Now here's Curry. Towns outside. Dort with a steal. The finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And Dort there on full display, both ends. Once he swipes it away, the offense comes easily.
Pass to Towns. Beyond the arc. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Jazz leading by 22.
Remaining in the game, 2 minutes.
Dinwiddie with it. On the wing, Anthony. Baseline jumper. Kuminga pulls it in. Well, Brendan, a players' league, you think there's a point at which players have too much say?
Well, I don't know, B.A. I think it's always a fine line between what it is that both management and ownership is trying to do. This is entertainment after all. But you got to lean into the players. You got to lean into the personalities. And as long as there's a respect for both of those areas, the league and the game will continue to grow.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Jazz.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And so they'll chalk up another win and put themselves at 31 wins on the year.
And with just one game left to play between them, they've captured the first 2 meetings of the year.
And here's Dinwiddie. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 22 was their biggest lead. Pass to Turner. Anthony outside. Here's Dinwiddie. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
And every season, Dinwiddie just seems to get better, wanting to take on more and more responsibility. You have to appreciate his work ethic.
We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Curry. Three-pointer off the mark. And Utah has possession. 19-point game. Here's Anthony. And so it's Utah easily grabbing this one. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge.